everyone. It is the 6th of May 2017. I'm Kirsty and I'm weighing in today at 134 kilograms. Just so I give everyone an update, tell you how I'm going, what's going on. Last week's video was a bit sad, and I'll talk about that shortly. So I'm going to talk about a few things that I've learnt about myself and my habits and just people in general in the last couple of weeks. Like it's very interesting doing this because you being public about it is opening yourself up for people's comments and opinions, and sometimes genuine help and sometimes help, which is keeps you honest and keeps you going, and sometimes is very real and in your face. So last week I had been working pretty much all day and up to 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night. I was doing a big job for one of our big clients at my work, and it ended up being quite successful. But I was exhausted, and this whole journey and decision-making process and getting your head around it is a lot to take in. You're confronting the fact that your life is about to change. Things that you take pleasure from aren't necessarily going to be the same after the operation. Your face may droop. I think I've said that to about 3 people this week. I think I've said, I'm just worried I'm going to lose all the fat from my face and I'm just going to look 70 years old, which is fine. I mean, if I do, I do. I'll just get some freaking tape and some string and give myself a, drag queen facelift. It'll be fantastic. So that's something I've learnt. And I gave someone some advice last night, and I realised that I've got to take it myself because my expectations of myself are quite high. And I've been feeling down, and I thought even this process I was failing at because it's starting to sound like a whinge fest. And I just thought, come on. And I said to this person, do me a favour and give yourself a break. And I just thought, how can you tell someone to do that when you're not doing that for yourself? So I had work I could do today, and all that sort of stuff, and I was so stressed this morning, and I was trying to clean up the house and have food for my daughter and activities for my daughter to do and do work at the same time, and all that. And I was cranky at my daughter, and I was standing at the sink doing dishes with tears just rolling down my face and going, this is just too hard. And my poor daughter going, Mum, it's okay, why are you crying? And I'm like, it's not you, it's just everything. And she's like, it's okay. She's 7 years old, and she's the best. So I stopped, and we put our shoes on and we walked outside, and I took her to go and get gelato, and I had a smoothie, and it was the best thing I could have done. Just even getting outside to walk, not very far. I probably walked around a block. Getting that fresh air in my lungs and the space, and actually feeling like I was doing something besides work was a good break, and I gave myself a break, which is good. So yeah, it's an emotional journey, and you open yourself up and people ask you questions, and you know, when you're big, you people comment on your appearance and your size uninvited, and I understand that people care and they want you to be healthy and all that sort of stuff. I have had some emotional abuse in my life, and I've had one boyfriend in particular say to me, you know, you look gross, your tummy's sticking out past your boobs, I'm embarrassed to be seen with you in public, you know, just things like that. That some people have a cruel to be kind mentality, and it's not cruel to be kind, it's emotional abuse. And it took me a really, really long time to figure out that that is not okay, and that I don't actually have to accept that because I am fat. So the point, that's one of the points I'm trying to make, but also this sort of stuff has really lasting effects. So I was sitting at work this week and I was stressed, and I've got deadlines and blah, 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 blah. I'll always have that in my job. And we're ramping up and I'm just getting used to that. I asked for it, so I'm going to do it. But totally innocently asked me, I had the stick, what's happened to you, or what have you done to yourself? Explain the whole knee situation. And they said, so what are you doing? And I just went, I was just triggered. And I started crying right in the middle of the office, which is one of my biggest freaking pet hates. I hate crying in the office because everyone's like, oh, what's happening? Oh, what's happening with Kirsty? And because I'm so freaking loud, everyone wants to know what's going on. When Kirsty's upset, she's upset for a reason. So it was embarrassing, and the poor beautiful girl that asked me the question, I just want to apologize to, because honey, it wasn't your fault. You just triggered me with that phrase. What are you doing? Because that was one of the ones that I used to get. What are you doing about it? Like I was doing nothing. And I'll tell you, I know there is a certain amount of stigma around gastric or bariatric surgery that is taking the easy way out. And believe me, when you are at the end of your tether and you have tried exercise, you eat healthy, you do what you can, you've done diet pills, you've done everything, right? And the weight just does not move. This is not an easy decision. It is an emotional decision. There are consequences to doing this that you have to deal with. You're going to have loose skin. You're going to have to change the way you approach food. And the way you reward yourself, and the way that you relax and have fun. I mean, for me, a lot of that's connected to food, and a lot of the way that I approach entertaining my daughter is connected with food, because it's easy, it's accessible, it's cheap in most cases, and it's something you both can enjoy. So coming to terms with that is taking time, and I thought I was okay, and I have been thinking about this for a long time, and I know what it's all about, but sometimes it just hits you right in the guts. And yeah, and it's hitting the people around me too, because I think that they're noticing that I am down some of the time. And um, I mean, it's hard not to be when you've got constant pain, um, but they're still there. And you know, your real support group will always be there, because that's why they're your support group. The other things that I've learned over the last 2 weeks is I am a nighttime binger. I didn't realize. I didn't really think about it. But when the day is done and I've finally got my daughter to bed and I have those few minutes to myself, I will reward myself with food. And sometimes it will be a lot of food. If there's biggies in the cupboard, they're coming out. I like to do the whole salty sweet things. I'll have a couple of chips and a biscuit, and they'll be ready for bed because I'll be all full and snoozy, which sometimes wasn't even true because I have enormous amounts of trouble sleeping. So then after midnight you get hungry again, and I would get up and eat again because I'm too hungry to get to sleep. So anyway, to help with that, I've got some sleeping aids now, which is really working. And because I'm now more conscious of my intake, that nighttime binge isn't there. The most I'll have is a cup of tea and maybe a carrot. And I'm not doing the whole full-on dieting thing yet. All I want to do is eat natural food. I'm trying to stay away from processed. I'm trying to stay away from unnatural sugar, and all that sort of stuff. But I think being able to wake up to this stuff about myself will help me get myself in a better mood. And I had a haircut. It's messy as. I almost didn't do the video because I couldn't be bothered doing my hair. But it's fabulous. So yeah, I'd love to hear from anyone who's having this emotional journey, and please share your story. I wish you the best. I can't wait for my specialist appointment. I wish it was tomorrow. I wish this whole thing could start right now, because waiting is not my strong suit. P.S. I got single seats on the train twice this week. It was a good week. See you later, everyone. Be good to people. Bye.